Introduction to Gephi for network visualization and analysis. There are a few things we need to note. First, Gephi uses Java runtime environment. So if Gephi cannot detect your Java runtime environment, you can configure it in the Gephi config file. The config file is in this folder in Gephi. As you can see here, the JDK home has been configured so that Gephi can be able to locate the path. So if your Gephi does not work, you configure it in you configure the JDK home in the config file, it will start to work. Next thing we need to note is that Gephi uses only CSV files. The node file and the edges file must be in a CSV format. Also, the edges file must contain source and target columns. The node file must contain ID and label columns for Gephi to recognize them. Our Gephi has started. The next thing we need to do is to create new projects. We'll click on new project. The new project has been created. We want to import our data into Gephi. We click on data laboratory. We are going to be making use of 4 tabs here: the node type, the ages tab, the import spreadsheet, and export table. So first of all, we're going to import the ages file. Click on ages, click on import spreadsheet. We navigate to where the ages file is and select ages. Here we have to make sure that is indicating we're importing the ages table. We click on next, click finish. It's showing us that it's importing the file as a directed graph, but we want it to import it as undirected. So we now click on append to existing workspace because we have already created our project. We click on OK. The next thing we need to do is to import our nodes table. As we can see, the ID is already filled up. We click on nodes. We click on import spreadsheet. We select nodes file. We make sure that nodes table is selected here. Click on next, click finish. As we can see, we have to still change the graph type to undirected, and we'll click append to existing workspace. Click OK. Both our nodes and ages file has been imported to Gephi. The next thing we need to do is to click on Overview. Overview shows the display of our data. As we can see, our data is already displayed. So the next thing we need to do is to make our network look better. We go to the Layout tab, select. There are so many algorithms we can use to make our network look better, but I will be using the ring code. We click on the ring code and click on run. As you can see, our network is taking another shape, is arranging the nodes to look better, and you can see how the nodes are connected. The next thing we're going to look at is there are so many tabs. We have the filter tab and the statistics tab. You might, depending on the type of analysis you want to perform, there are so many algorithms here to filter the network. We might decide to delete some nodes based on which analysis you want to perform. But for now, We're not going to use the filter for anything. You can explore the filters on your own, but the edges, the attributes, there are so many filters under each of them, which you can make use of to filter the network and make it better for any analysis you want to perform. The next thing we're going to do is to look at the statistics. There are so many things we can calculate about the network, but we'll just look at the network diameter. We can run the network diameter, click on run. To ask you if you want to run it as a directed or undirected, we will have already imported our node as undirected, so click OK. The network diameter has been calculated. If we want to see the result of the output of our analysis, we'll click on the data laboratory, click on nodes. You can see so many things has been calculated for us. Both the closeness and the betweenness has been calculated and put in the nodes file. We'll go back to our network visualization to look at what we're going to. The looks and feel of the nodes can be changed through the appearance tab. As you can see here, we have an appearance tab. In this appearance tab, we also have other ones like color, size, and different things we can use to change our network appearance. So we are going to be looking at size first. We want to change the node size. So click on size. This unique means we don't want all our nodes to be the same size. So we select ranking. If we select ranking, what do we want to? We want to use degree. So the node with the lowest degree will have the size of 20, and the highest one will have the size of 80. So we'll click apply. We can see the biggest nodes are differentiated from the small nodes. Then we can also go to use color to differentiate the nodes. Go to ranking, still use the same degree so that I can differentiate them with the biggest and the smallest and the middle with different colors. Click on this small tab. We'll select the color we want. This color means the small nodes we have this, the red, the middle nodes we have yellow, and the biggest node will have this color. We click and say apply. As we can see, the biggest node is this, and other ones, the nodes now have different colors based on their size. So we can drag out a node to look at it, drag it out to different size to look at how the nodes are connected. So we can see our network is looking a bit better with the colors and the size of each of the nodes changed. The next we are going to look at is how to add label to our network. To add label, what we need to do is click on T. We can see the labels has been added to the network. To adjust the labels, we click on this small icon here and select label. We want to scale the label based on node size so that the biggest node we have bigger labels and small nodes we have small labels. So you can see the biggest node are having bigger labels and small nodes are having small labels. We can still pull out other nodes out to look at them very well. So you can easily see the biggest node and small label, the labels are big, and the small labels, their labels are small. As we can see, the bigger nodes has big labels, while the small nodes have small labels. The next thing we're going to look at is if you want to connect Gephi to pull data from Twitter. You go to plugin. In the plugin, you have under available plugins. You select Twitter plugin and install. When you select Twitter plugin and install, you should be able to connect to Twitter directly from your Gephi. We'll go back. If you look at this, I've already installed the Twitter plugin. So what you need to do is to configure your credentials so that Gephi can directly pull data from Twitter. You don't need to import the data again into Gephi, which means you'll be pulling your data directly from Twitter instead of loading your file the way we have already done. To export your network diagram, what you need to do is you can see an icon here. It says take screenshot. When you click this icon, it will take a screenshot of your visualization and save it for you. And the next one I'm going to look at is our analysis. How do we get our analysis out from Gephi? We click on export table. If you click on export table, it will ask you what name is going to use to export your table from Gephi. We can type Gephi, we can type Gephi 3 and save. The file has been exported. So you can now look at the file for or use it for other analysis that you might desire to do. With this introduction, you should be able to explore the capabilities of Gephi more.